preached 10 times in 10 cities. And people were telling me that's inhuman. That's right. 10 days preaching in Los Angeles and San Francisco and Virginia and Vancouver and New York and New Jersey, hopping from one place to another. And I'll tell you, it is inhuman except for someone like me whose passion is preaching. When it's your passion, you do great things and wonderful things. And brothers and sisters, was it tiring? Yes, it was. But it was also immense fun because it's my passion. What is your passion? Find it, discover it, and give your life to it, and you will be healthier. Amen? People die right after retirement if they do not find their passion. Do you know of people like that? At the age of 65, they get away from their job, they retire, they think of playing golf, going on vacations. After 3 years, they die because of lack of passion. They wake up in the morning, they don't know what to do. You've got to discover your passion. I bet you this, you will last until 100, 101 if every morning you have a passion and you do it for the Lord. Here's number 7. Take deep breaths. Say that with me. You know how important breathing is? I met a man. This is funny because he had emphysema. It's a disease of the lungs. And so I asked him, bro, did you smoke before? And he said, no. I said, my gosh, where did your emphysema come from? And he told me, my doctor said it's because of lazy breathing. And I said, what's that? I haven't, first time I heard it. And he said, oh, my doctor is a really specialist guy and he knows about these things. Lazy breathing. My gosh, is there such a thing? He said, you know, for my whole life I never exercised and my breathing has always been shallow, you know. And he was talking to me and I started researching and I said, yeah, there should be times during your day where you take deep breaths. In the morning when you wake up, maybe 1-2 minutes, just deliberately breathing and breathing deeply. It's the best way of removing toxins from your body. And do it, you know, when you're stressed out, when you feel heavy, when you feel so busy, and you just stop, sit down, and then take deep breaths. And it will just bless you. It will just bless you. Here's number 8. Get enough sleep. Say that with me. In Psalms 127, I love this verse. Let's read together. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman stays awake in vain, for he gives to his beloved sleep. Has your God given you sleep? How many hours do you sleep? I hope it's enough. Brothers and sisters, when I preach, sometimes I see some people sleeping. And I don't take that personally, really. When I see sometimes it's the same person every Sunday. You know, I scan the crowd and this guy just, I don't care how many jokes I say, how funny I get on stage, the guy just is sleeping. I don't take it personally, I'll tell you why. I pity that person because he's not getting enough sleep. And what happens is his body's compensating. The problem is, you know, if you do that, just listen to your body and say, wait a minute, why am I sleeping during a talk? Or why am I sleeping during work? That simply means you need to stop watching TV at night and start sleeping more. Amen? I mean, you just have to listen to your body. You need, maybe, we have different sleep needs, right? Some need 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. But you just have to get what your body needs. There is what you call deep sleep. And some of us, we don't get the deep sleep that we need. Get it. There's what you call REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. That's when you dream. You're supposed to dream 5 to 6 times a day. And when you get this deep sleep, you know what? Your body is healing itself. Some of us, we don't arrive at that point anymore because our bodies, you know, are tired and our sleep is shallow and it is short. Tell someone beside you, matulog ka pa. Get some sleep. You know what? It's very, very important. And number 9, move it or lose it. Everybody say that. Here's the minimum that studies have shown. You need at least 1 hour a day of physical exercise, of movement. 1 hour every day. Are you getting that? I hope you're getting that. I've made a decision a long time ago. I want to do that. It took a while, but finally, one day I said, it's now or never. And so now I'm giving myself 1 hour a day for physical exercise. and I either go to a stationary bike or go to the gym or walk around or do something to be able to be physically active. You know, there was a time we didn't have to do that. It was built into our day. Because a long time ago, you know, you had to take long walks. Now, mass transportation, jeepney, bus, train, tricycles. I mean, for crying out loud, Filipinos, there's a small, you're going to go to a sari-sari store, a little store on the corner, ride the tricycle. You know, instead of walking, that's what we do. There was a time when our grandparents, when they would wash their laundry, it was very physical. Now, washing machine. You got what I'm saying? There was a time when people would go out and walk and run, you know, and do a lot of activities for their recreation. Now, watch TV. TV has done more harm to our physical bodies than we think. Because TV is there. Kids no longer play outside. What they do is they watch TV or play video games or surf the internet. That's what they do. But what we need to do is encourage our kids to do that. But you need to do that, to give them an example of somebody who goes out. Tell someone beside you, move. Exercise. Do something. It's very, very important. You want to honor the Lord with your body. Amen? You know what? How many of you here are 50 and above? Raise your hand. Can I talk to you for a while? I'm going to challenge you to take those walks. I'm going to challenge you to do something. You know why? Because the moment you hit 50, listen carefully, you lose 1.5% of your muscle mass. 1.5% of your muscle strength if you don't move, if you don't do something. Now, that's just once a year. Now imagine by the age of 60, you would have lost probably 20% of your muscle strength. By age 70, you would have lost already about 50%. Have you met 70-year-old people who cannot even lift a glass? You know, and their bone structure gets affected because they're not moving. They're not exerting their muscles. I've met people who in their 80s are able to do so much, walk, travel, because they keep on moving and they've not lost it. Let me go on to number 10. I love this. Everybody say that. Drink water and eat water-rich food. Amen? 14 years ago, I made a decision that I'll be semi-vegetarian. I have, for the past 14 years, I've not eaten beef, chicken, pork, crabs, shrimps. I've just made that decision. I eat fish and vegetables. And I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still normal. And the reason why I've done it was just made that decision to become healthier. Here's the funny thing. In the Bible, in the Old Testament, there were a lot of animals that were prohibited from being eaten. Daniel chapter 1, let's read. Please test your servants for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then compare our appearance with that of the young men who eat the royal food. So royal food would be meat. So he agreed to this and tested them for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who ate the royal food. It's in the Bible. And here's step number 11. Reduce emotional and physical toxins. Leviticus 11 verse 2 says, these are the animals which you may eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. You know what? Why were there in the Old Testament some animals that you were not supposed to eat? Oink oink. And crustaceans, crabs, shrimps, fish without scales, you're not supposed to eat. According to the Old Testament. In the New Testament, all bans have been lifted and we can eat anything. But you would wonder why. There's a group of doctors who have studied all these animals that were prohibited, and they found out that all these animals have more toxins than the others.
you so much for your monthly tithes and love offering to Kerygma family, without which this broadcast won't be possible. We know that God will reward you abundantly for your generosity. God bless you.